And my never-ending quest to try and add a little cheese with the wine, a little content with the pleas for help. We're gonna do a little thing here, address the aftermath of the Axanar thing, and just take a fresh look at these rules that we've been stuck with here. Thank you, Alec. Let's see. Starting off with the infamous rule guideline number one. Remember, these are rules. They're guidelines, so it means they can be wielded at will. Fan production must be less than 15 minutes for a self-contained story, no more than 2 segments, episodes or parts, not to exceed 30 minutes total, with no additional seasons, episodes, parts, sequels, or remakes. Idiotic. Get rid of it. The purpose for that is to hamstring people. Sometimes a story needs about 30, 40 minutes. Now, granted, a lot of the fan movie link stuff, it's a lot of padding, but that's not their fault. Okay, just get rid of that. It's idiotic. Title of fan production: any parts cannot include the name Star Trek. That's petty, and most people don't try and post as actual Star Trek anyway. So it's trying to regulate something that's not being violated. Title must include the subtitle Star Trek fan production. How about just it has to be in there? Probably it doesn't have to be part of the freaking title. Again, this is being sort of petty. Now, can't use the term official in either its title or subtitle or any marketing. That's I can go with that. That's no problem. Just don't claim to be official when you're not. It's common sense. But yeah, a lot of that stuff is just plain petty and tacky. Let's see. Content of the fan production must be original, not reproductions, recreations, or clips of any Star Trek fan production. Well, now wait a minute here. Say if any third-party Star Trek company, that's from a third party. Let's skip the. I can understand not wanting to use stock footage. Because it's not their footage to use. So but like you want to recreate. Star Trek Continues. The first thing they put out. A lot of it was recreating the last 2 minutes of Turnabout Intruder, and what happens after they go in the turbolift. When they go. That should be fine. They're doing it themselves. They're reproducing the scene. They're not just trying to splice in footage of Shatner and Nimoy and they're on the actual set. No, they're doing it themselves. So come on, credit where credit's due. They're reproducing. They're letting them reproduce it. And add a credit in the thing that's like certain lines are written by so and so. But frankly, that could use a more clarification anyway. It's this kind of vague and vague rules like that are just ripe for abuse. Okay, number 4. The fan production uses commercially available Star Trek uniforms, accessories, tops, toys, and props. These items must be official merchandise and not bootleg items or limitations of such commercially available product. Okay, this has been misinterpreted a lot by a lot of folks here. If let's say you need a phaser rifle. You can make a phaser rifle and use it. If you can't buy, you can make your own uniforms and you're fine. What they're talking about is if you're going out and buying stuff, you don't buy it from the schlockmeister at the con who's selling knockoff things for half. If you're gonna buy a uniform and you're not gonna make it yourself, then yeah, you buy the Anovos or the whatever official licensed stuff. Yeah, it's a little cheese ball, but it is being a little misinterpreted here. Because people saying you can't make you can make your own uniforms. You can make your own props and stuff.
Everybody's cold.
So if you're going to buy them, though, then they want you to at least buy official stuff and not, Like I said, part of it, it is ridiculous. If there was, like I said, it's ridiculous to expect because a lot of stuff just isn't out there. Like you can't find a phaser rifle out there on the rack at Toys R Us. You either make it yourself or you're paying somebody something. I know who I'd talk to if I was going to buy it, but I also know what he charged, so forget it. And that's it. And I think, frankly, unless CBS wants to open up a prop rental operation or a wardrobe rental, they really should loosen that one up a little bit. Now, number 5, fan production must be a real fan production. The creators, actors, and all participants must be amateurs, cannot be compensated for their services, cannot be currently or previously employed in any Star Trek series. That I'm not sure that's legal in the state of California, at least. Because you can't regulate what these people do on their off time. If George Takei wants to be in a Star Trek fan film, all right, hey, try and sue him. All right, fan production must be non-commercial. This goes into the no shit category, I think. Of course it's going to be not. Otherwise, we're right back to where we were before with the Alec tweeters and his, oh, it's a fan film, but he's building a studio based on all that funding. That's, I think, where he got nailed, frankly. He was piggybacking on the thing. And I'm not going to go on all this. 50,000, yeah, most fan productions don't get near 50,000, so I got no problem with that. As long as they say that is the most you can raise. If you got, like, Dick Mignogna, first episode, he spent $100,000 of his own money. That should be perfect. It's his money. He should do what he wants. Now, raising money, yeah, I can see that where, most you can, like Indiegogo, most you can is 50,000. Okay, that should be it. I got no problem with that. Fan production must only be exhibited or distributed on a no-charge basis and or shared via streaming services without generating revenue. Okay, basically right here on YouTube or Vimeo or whatever, Cannot be distributed in a physical format such as DVD or Blu-ray. That might be a bit ticky-tack, frankly. But, there may be a legal thing behind that. Cannot be used to derive advertising revenue, including, for example, the use of pre- or past, no ads, because, then you're getting it perfect. You're selling advertising time on your thing. So, no, I can go with that. No unlicensed Star Trek related or fan-produced material, like models of your ship. You seen what a model for the Ares is going for now on eBay? Yeah, that's right. I guess who's not getting any of that money? Alec Peters. Sorry. Okay, fan production must be family-friendly and suitable for public presentation. Videos must not include profanity, nudity, obscenity, pornography, depictions of drugs, alcohol, tobacco, or any harmful illegal activity or any material that's offensive, fraudulent, defamatory, libelous, disparaging, sexist, explicit, threatening, hateful, or any other appropriate content. The content of the fan production cannot violate any individual's right to privacy. More than a few actual Star Trek productions have violated that rule, right? They're trying to do something a little edgy, and trying to tackle serious subjects. Sometimes you gotta, the naked stuff, and okay, fine, no problem. Nobody really wants to see that in the Star Trek. At least, I don't really. If I do, I know where I can find it. But it's like not the thing in there. And frankly, amateur porn is a dicey material anyway. That's something should be left to the professionals. But blanket prohibitions on that, that is an overreach. Because you're going to be stomping on stuff. It's like when they, a while back, I think Google or something, did try to do, or some web nanny type software, like will ban the word breast from a search. Well, you just X out anybody trying to do research on breast cancer, that sort of thing. So, it's really best not to do that kind of thing. You're just asking for trouble. In fact, actually, I think when Stanley wanted to do an anti-drug story for Spider-Man long time ago, but the Comics Code Authority no depiction of drugs, either positive or negative, and it was actually something the Nixon administration asked him to do. How about doing an anti-drug story for us, and helping him to do his patriotic duty, do an anti-drug story, get the kids out there, and they wouldn't let him do it. It's like we're not advocating drugs. We're saying they're bad. No, you can't do it. Well, guess what? A couple of issues of Spider-Man came out without the Comics Code seal, and the world kept turning, and the industry kept going. Nobody even noticed, I think, that the seal wasn't there. I think that was the beginning of the end of the Comics Code. So that's what happens when you start. Zero tolerance is never a good idea. You got to give yourself a little leeway. Okay, the fan production must. This is 8. Fan production must display the following disclaimer in the on-screen credits of the fan production and on any marketing material, including fan production website, yada yada. Star Trek and all related marks, logos, and characters solely owned by CBS Studios. Fan production most of them already have this thing or something to that effect. It's like this ain't ours, it's CBS's. Enjoy. All right, number 9. Creators of fan productions must not seek to register their works or any elements of the works under copyright. Yeah, because it's not theirs. That seems to go without saying. And fan productions cannot create or imply any association with endorsed by CBS or Paramount. Yeah, obviously. Even though one of the little bragging rights of Star Trek Continues is that Rod Roddenberry has stated that Gene would probably consider Star Trek Continues to be canon. That's, so I think that's pretty high praise there. But, officially you can't say that. Well, actually, since Roddenberry has no say over one way or the other, he can say what he wants. But okay, and CBS and Paramount reserve the right Hey, was it right to revise? I heard a message on the phone there. We're trying to cut. In other words, nothing's chiseled in stone. In fact, the old saying is the last thing chiseled in stone at Paramount was the Ten Commandments. So I think with this in mind, they should revise these, and hopefully we can get back to get some bit of normalcy here. I mean, thankfully, most of the Star Trek Continue stuff was already in production, so they're exempt from this stuff, and they're going to wrap up as scheduled. Because they were reaching towards the end anyway. And so they got like 4 more, I think, in the pipeline, and then it'll be pretty much bumped up against the motion picture, and that'll be it for that. And Phase 2, New Voyages, they'd already shut down anyway. Yeah, I think they pretty much shut down, and they're doing tours now, licensed tours. They got a license to Paramount, so now you pay your 15, 20, whatever it is, and walk the sets of the Enterprise. And one day I might do that. In fact, if I get some money and we're still homeless, what the hell, road trip. But anyway, comments below if I think I'm on the mark or need to get stuffed. And as always, Patreon link down below, PayPal down below. $100 gets us a hotel room for a night or two. So it ain't much to keep us alive here, guys. Anyway,